for. Oh my God. This just perfectly exemplifies my brain of I'm trying to get through something, and then there's just this background noise of woo! Ha-ha! Hello, welcome to Triggered Care. I'm Alex. I was in the middle of making a video for my job and explaining what that is, and I'm still making it. I'm mid-making it, in the middle of making it. However, a few days ago, actually I don't even know how many days ago it was because we're in quarantine. A little while ago though, it was in the last week. I'm very sure. The state of Wisconsin, and I'm in Wisconsin, for those of you who did not know that, the state of Wisconsin has overturned the stay-at-home order. And I will now direct to this CNN news thing. Wisconsin Supreme Court strikes down state stay-at-home order. Because the Republicans in our state, they think that we should be free to go to the bars and, just go out and about during this pandemic. And I don't usually address politics on this channel. That's not really my forte. My forte is more the mental health arena, with the exception of my social issues. Little side projects I have every so often. This seems like a social issue, along with what it's doing to my mental health. I feel like I'm probably not the only one who is terrified at this decision, and I'm also terrified that people are going out, and I'm not really mad at them, if that makes sense. I'm not mad at the people going out, because they've never experienced isolation like this before. And so, as a BP truck goes by, which I will wait for, I do not blame the people going out to the bars. I don't have anger towards them, really, because they've been in isolation for so long, and a lot of people don't know how to self-care. They don't know how to handle being alone for so long. And so if the opportunity is given to them to go out and to refill that need of interaction, they're going to take it. And they're acting off of animal instinct right now of I need to see people. And for us trauma survivors, we know that we don't get to choose our reactions to trauma. We know that in the moment when it's happening, you need to survive, and then you do what you need to survive. Now, this may sound like dramatic, like, well, they don't need to go to the bars to survive. However, we need to take their mental and emotional health into account. And if they haven't been self-caring, and if they haven't been managing or even identifying the feelings that they're going through because they can't put words to it, or because they just haven't thought about it, it's going to put their brain in a really vulnerable spot, and we need to respect that they are in a vulnerable spot. My anger right now is towards the Republicans who overturned this order and opened up the bars in the first place, because how dare you? How dare you put people's lives in danger like that? The people going out to the bars, like, I encourage anyone who's like considering going out, like, well, it's been a long time and I feel like I really need it. I know that you really desire and like need human interaction. I know that. But also we have to still think about the vulnerable people in our society. our young children, our elders, our autoimmune impaired. We have to think about all of them, even while we're feeling really, really vulnerable and terrible. We just do. And the government should be thinking on that higher level for us at this point, since a lot of us have not been properly prepared to be thrown into isolation and to be like, well, hopefully this $1,200 helps you get through. The state of things is very overwhelming. It's very chaotic. You never really know what's real and what's not. Everybody's getting their information from a different spot, but then when the information all converges to, oh, well, we know that the stay-at-home order is no longer going, then all the people with the other information of, oh, well, this COVID stuff isn't a big deal anyway, that's just gonna encourage them to go out too. Like, this is a really complicated situation. But I feel like what Wisconsin lawmakers have done, or who is it? I'm so upset. I can't even talk right. But, so CNN, what was it? They said something. The ruling comes from the legislatures. Republican leaders filed a lawsuit last month arguing the order would cost Wisconsin residents their jobs and hurt many companies, asserting that if they were left in place, our state would be in shambles. The suit was filed specifically against State Department of Health Security Secretary designee Andrea Palm and other health officials who made the decision in mid-April to extend the state's safer at-home emergency order. But the justices wrote in their decision Wednesday that an agency cannot confer on itself the power to dictate the lives of law-abiding individuals as comprehensively as the order does without reaching beyond the executive branch's authority. And then, Evers, our governor, who's a Democrat, responded like, this puts our state into chaos, which I agree. Evers, it does put our state into chaos. And it's making a lot of people scared, and it's drawing a line between people that shouldn't be there during a pandemic. This shouldn't be an argument. We should stay home until they figure out how to cure it or treat it effectively where it's not killing people. That is just where that should be our ground zero, and then the problems on top of that. Not the problem of, oh, well, we're going to open early, and good luck, elderly, good luck, sick people. Hopefully, none of your relatives decide to go out to the bar and catch COVID. It's overwhelming. And for my mental state, I am manic. I've had insomnia for I don't know how long. I have not been able to sleep very well. Part of that is my own triggers of this quarantine, where I was assaulted in this house. So being told to stay in it for months, it hurts. I sit out in my car in my driveway so much. I'm pretty sure my neighbors think I'm creepy, but I get overwhelmed in my house and I go sit in my car. And that's just, I know it's crazy making. Believe me, I know. However, there are people's lives at risk. And we need to take that seriously. Every time I go out to the store for food or whatever it is for the essential traveling, and I see elderly people out and about, I fear for them, and I fear for everybody. And there's just this layer of fear that's now added to every part of life. And I'm familiar with fear, so I can identify it. And I can talk about it and vent about it with my friends. And, and then we can all just kind of sit in the fear together. But if you don't even acknowledge that the fear is there or that the fear is real, it's going to do weird things to your head. And it's going to make you super impulsive without you being able to explain why you're being super impulsive. Right now, I'm putting all my impulsivity into making this video because I'm so upset and I don't know what to do. So it's just, bleh, I'm going to yell at the internet. And you know what? I think it's a really good coping technique, actually, to yell at the internet a little bit. Or not yell at the internet, but, just yell and put it on for people to watch and whatever. But I'm very upset with the Republicans who made this decision. I am fearful and sad for my fellow Wisconsinites who are thrown into this chaos. A lot of them being laid off with no notice. A lot of them waiting on stimulus checks that never came, or the stimulus checks have come, but that covers what? Rent and maybe electric? It doesn't cover much. And everybody kind of just waiting on the edge of their seats of, I don't even know how many times I've heard from people like, hey, you think we'll get back to normal? Do you think normal is a thing? And right now, we can't always just think about, oh, well, we'll get out of this. Right now, we need to think of how do we stay safe in the present moment? What's happening in the present moment? I feel like a lot of people disassociate, especially with how much time they spend on the internet and how much time they spend just distracted from stuff. And I feel like their inner feelings might be getting really intense. And if that's the case, I welcome everyone to talk about it and to talk about those intense feelings so we can sit and hear it and feel it with you and hopefully help you feel less alone. Because I know what it's like to be isolated for a really long time. And I know what it's like to be all alone and to not know what to do. And I don't know. My heart goes out to everybody. It goes out to everybody in Wisconsin having to deal with this. Whether they're going out to the bar because they've been so fucking lonely they can't stand it. Or if they're staying home yelling a bit about the people at the bar because we're scared of what will happen if COVID explodes all over our state. I am deathly worried about my own son. I am worried for my friends. I'm worried about myself, but not as much because I seem to just stumble through tragedies without much. But I'm worried and I'm scared. And there's a lot of arguing and fighting going on too, which I totally understand because we all feel like we're in danger. But it's also important to know that we love each other too. Even if I disagree with you or your actions of what's going on right now, like I have to respect the fact that you're doing what you feel like you have to do. And I understand that. I've been there. So that was my COVID ramble, and hopefully this helps me feel a little bit better. Hopefully it makes you feel a little bit, well, it probably won't make anybody feel better, but maybe give you some sense of solidarity of like, we are going to get through this. It is scary. Things are happening that's out of our control that is just terrifying. However, we need to support each other through this time. We need to emotionally be there for each other through this time. We need to keep communication lines open, even if people we love are doing things we disagree with. We need to just be there for each other, and we will make it through. So please take care of yourself, whatever that means for you. My personal bias, get emotional support online and develop those deeper relationships online or over the phone or through whatever video meetings. Because for me, that seems like the safest options right now. But whatever is the safest option for you to get your emotional and physical needs met, do that. And we're here for you. And I hope that you're here for us too, reciprocal, mutual relationships of we're humans, we all deserve love and respect. And I'm just goddamn chaos. So have good ones, as good as they can be.